There's a reason I'm starting this in the middle of it. The customer brought us this fan, and now we hear the rest of the story. And what it is this is the third engine this guy's put in this van in less than 2 years. And we're just now finding that out. This engine's been in that car less than a year. And it's gone down. And the guy spent, holy moly, $18,000. I'm gonna go talk to Kyle, the tech on it. Then I'm gonna call the guy and I'm gonna talk to the service writer. But you know, you always want to find out when something tragic like this happens. What the heck? Kyle.
Howdy, sir.
I just got handed this, this story. I know you're in the middle of a job.
Yeah.
But my question is, what do you know about this? And I didn't hear it running. Was it clattering and making noise?
It was actually running pretty well.
Okay.
Initially I didn't have tons of info on it, but I started it up to get it over here. It started pretty normal, ran okay just from shop to shop. And then actually double checked and it didn't have blow by at that time either.
So I've heard, so you did check for blow by, you had it up and running. I'd heard the guy just brought it to us. I haven't spoke to the customer yet, so I'm still dealing with hearsay. But I heard that the customer just brought it to us, and because he had flakes in the oil or something like that?
Yeah, I guess more so metal in the oil.
And he was concerned because he just put a motor in there less than a year ago. And
yeah, starting to tear it down. That's when I realized, I was like, this thing, everything's looking kind of new. And apparently this is actually third engine that's in it.
That's what I'm hearing too.
Yeah, so.
Did you pull the oil filter out of it?
Yes, yeah.
Where's that?
Got it right over here.
Oh, well, for crying out loud. The thing is full of...
Whole winter crop.
Yeah, but now you start thinking, what's the red stuff?
So as far as I'm concerned, we were like, it was like colorful, right? You got red.
Look at all that.
You got pink, you got blue. I think as far as I'm aware, it's a lot of the paint markers they used. On the low end of the block, rods and stuff, they had red paint marker, and then up on the valve train, they had blue and red, and up there too, blue and pink.
My marker doesn't. We never see
ours. Are all oil based. So they either dissolve, go away, or stay on there pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they were using something different or not, but. Okay,
and then so this is all this peripheral stuff that came off.
Yeah, this is everything that came off. Obviously, when you got more or less new alternator, from what I'm aware, newer turbo.
I know. Well, look at I'm looking on his bill here, and they charged him for injectors.
Yeah.
And an injection pump.
Right.
But I'm the fuel filter.
Yeah, it has a 2023 date on it, and as far as I'm aware, it was about a year ago that they did the engines.
So they didn't do a fuel filter at that time. How about the oil cooler? Where's that at?
So it's right here. I wasn't 100% sure on it, because it's just painted over.
That doesn't come that way.
Yeah, I don't know if they painted over it or if their painted engine comes with it.
Well, you can see. So, look at the paint there. See how that looks like a crappy paint job.
Yeah.
So what did they just flush it out and thought good to go?
I don't know. Because
there's not.
I don't want to just taking somebody's word for it.
I know that
we replaced it, but we painted over it, or our engines.
Well, you can tell they painted over it, dude. Look at all the overspray.
Right? So new or not, did they paint it before or after? I mean, with the metal and the oil, either way, it ain't great, but if that's what caused it over and over again.
There's not one on the bill, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They've got everything on here from an exhaust clamp, V-clamp, injector, injection pump, a couple of hoses. Yeah. Okay.
What we got?
This ticket was on my desk. I guess you want to talk to me about it, the Sprinter?
Yeah.
We pulled, I've been back there, the engine's out of it. We got a new one of our remans sitting on the floor.
Yep.
And I heard that this engine's going back to the builder that built it.
It is. We got to send it back to them.
Okay. I don't want to.
I won't say who it is.
Spill the beans yet.
But yeah, we got to send that one back to them, and they're supposed to send us a good viable core in return, because they want to know why their engine failed so fast.
Okay, for sure. Let me ask you now. I've heard that this is the third engine or the second engine.
Our engine is the third.
Our engine will be the third.
Third, yes.
So he's had 2 replacements done?
In about 5,500 miles.
And by the same supplier?
Yes. First 2 by the same supplier. One went out within 500 miles.
Uh-huh.
They warranted it, good company. They warranted their work. Well, now 5,000 miles later, he gave us a call, says, I got a bunch of metal in my oil, and it's just not running great. I want a different engine. I don't want this person's engine in my van anymore.
Yeah, but I mean...
Called us.
Here's the thing. I've got 2 invoices here, so this must be the 2 engines. So we're the third one. I said that wrong. But these 2 invoices are from shops doing this before, right?
Yes.
But they didn't build the engine. They bought it from the same supplier.
Correct.
But 2 different install shops.
Yes.
Okay. My first thing that's like screaming loud at me here, okay, is no oil cooler or heat exchanger. You know, have you spoken to the gentleman, the owner, about, you know, does he know anything about? Because the first thing I see when the engines keep going down, I'm thinking they're being contaminated because somebody didn't, you know, do their job and clean everything out.
Correct. I do know, because I called the engine supplier myself. They do put a remanufactured oil cooler on it.
Wait a minute. Slow down here, dude. Slow down here.
Do I need to say it slower?
Yeah.
Okay. They put a remanufactured 0-mile oil cooler on these engines. That's all the clarification I can get from them.
Okay, see this look on my face? My dad told me, God rest his soul, Pop, you know, if it looks like crap, if it smells like crap, if it tastes like crap, it's what? It's crap. And I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a remanufactured oil cooler. There's not. That's like a remanufactured oil filter, for crying out loud, you know? Buy a new one. You're not going to, open it up and flush it all out and put it back together, solder it up, weld it up, whatever. And that's like, cheaper and better than just putting a new one in there? So,
with the cost of a new one, why wouldn't you put a new one
how
in
much
there?
is a new one?
A new one? A couple $100.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. I think this remanufactured 0 miles is I stuck a garden hose in it and a can of brake cleaner and said I'm good to go. Who's paying us to put the motor in?
Customer.
And he's going to deal with the manufacturer on the warranty and all that?
That's on him. He's paying us full bill.
I got to call the guy.
Yep.
I'm going to call the guy. Okay. Hi, this is Dave at Dave's Auto in Centerville.
Yeah, Dave, how are you?
Good. Hey, we've never spoke, and first off, I want to thank you for your business. I appreciate that. I guess I want to apologize and give you my condolences that you have to even deal with this for a 3rd time, is what I hear. Is that correct?
It's actually the 4th time.
No.
Yeah, I got hooked up with the wrong company, and I actually got most of my money back from them. It's worth spending it on in your shop to get the job done right.
Jeez. So tell me, do you mind? I mean, you know, these horror stories. Walk me through this, and I'll try not to pass out from the pain and suffering. I mean, you got a great. How? First off, I want to know, how long has this been going on?
You know, it's hard for me to put it all together, but I think summer of 24, after about 265,000 on the original engine, we broke down in Colorado. I had it taken to Denver, and I found who would do the switch out at a shop in Denver, and that worked fine, except it only lasted about 65,000 miles.
So you got 65,000 miles out of that engine.
Yeah,
and that was
and they didn't sell me a warranty. They didn't even offer a warranty, and so I had to put in another one.
Wait a minute, you got to slow down because I'm really going to kind of hammer on this. So the engine that you bought in the summer of 2024, the very first one that went down, that engine went 65,000 miles.
Yeah.
But they never.
No, that would have been in 2022. It went 65,000 miles.
And then blew.
And it failed again in the summer of 2024.
Okay, got that. That makes sense. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that broke down just north of Salt Lake, and I made the really bad mistake of taking it to I forget the name of the. And I would not send my worst enemy to that shop now. They did the work, but it lasted only 5,000 miles. That 5,000 mile failure was near Portland, and I found a shop that does only Mercedes diesels. And they had me in and out. When I got it back here now to my mechanic, who's done all of the work on my engine except for swapping it out because he didn't have those tools, he found metal flakes in the oil and the oil filter after 500 miles.
Yeah, and the oil filter that we've pulled off that I looked at is full of crap. I mean, it's full of crap. So
yeah.
All 3 of these, so the first one you did in 2022, then the one you did in 2024 here in North Salt Lake, and then this guy in Portland, Oregon.
And that's when I talked to them and I said, I want all my money back. And they actually gave it to me.
They just,
including the labor for actually having it swapped out in Portland
well, you know what? I guess you're,
without a fight.
you know, that actually speaks to the company. Now, I'm glad to hear that, to be honest with you. That's a good thing. So they paid you, so you fully recouped for, except for, you know, your time lost and all that. Well, here's the thing that is, you know, I'm going to tell you what stands out to me. I got handed this, the motor, you know, your motor's already out. I guess we've had one built. We'll be stuffing it here in the next day or two. But the thing that screams at me here, on the 2 invoices that I don't have the one from 2022, but that's okay. The one on 2024 and the one just right after that, you said the motor didn't even last 500 miles. I have no oil cooler. There's an external oil cooler. It bolts to the side of the motor, but the oil goes through a heat exchanger where antifreeze runs on one side and oil runs through another. It helps dissipate the heat out of the oil. And there's none of these bills show an oil cooler. So my first thing is, it would be like me doing your engine and not putting a new oil filter on it. Did I say?
Right,
yeah. I don't have an oil cooler on any of these invoices. Did anybody ever talk to you about, hey, this thing has an external oil cooler, we need to replace it? You can't even flush them. You have to replace them. Did anybody say anything to you about that and advise?
No.
Jeez. See, that's just poor. That's really a shop that doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
The good news is your engine is built. It's sitting on a stand. It's ready to go in your truck, and we'll get going on it. Be in touch soon, and thank you for your business.
Well, thank you very much, Dave. I appreciate your call.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So it's a nightmare, as you can see. I mean, that's crazy. And I'm telling you, I think the whole issue was never a new oil cooler. I can't imagine, except contamination, anything else was taking this motor out. I'm at a loss for what else that could be. Short of a guy just building a motor and doesn't know what he's doing, contamination is the #1 cause of why a new motor will fail. It's good to hear, though, that the supplier did the right thing by refunding the guy's money on parts and labor. That's encouraging. So I applaud the company for doing that. That's making it right. But now let's go tear down this motor and see if I can figure out, you know, what the heck. Let's pull a rod bearing off here and just see.
All right.
How about we do this? Go get a torque wrench. I want to check what my release torque is on these rods.
Okay. Yep.
That journal's had a lot of scuffing happen on it now, but that rod bearing doesn't look like it's had a lot of dirt run through it. So my question here is, was that journal like that and they just polished it because it still is in spec? So I'm going to see if that's a standard bearing. If that's a standard bearing, then I'm going to be backing away. I'm going to say, look, this crank should have been ground. So we're going to do a little more investigative work. But yeah, let's undo the next rod here and tell me what our torque comes off.
11
foot-pounds?
11 foot-pounds, 11.1.
And nobody's undone this yet?
Nope.
Do it again. Oh, that thing was loose, dude.
That thing,
Zero
torque.
That was totally loose. Okay, I gotta go talk to Kyle. Did you undo any of these rod caps?
I wiggled some. Miles did. We were kind of touching them, but we didn't touch any of the actual bolts or nuts.
You didn't?
Not a single one.
No.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
No, dude. This one was almost finger tight.
Really?
Look, well, look. Get the torque wrench. Now let's see where it starts. It's gonna go to 0. Keep going. Keep going.
5.
Dude, let me feel that. Here, hold this light. Oh, dude, that's like...
That didn't even register. Yeah, we never touched any of those. We gave them a wiggle, but we weren't messing with any looseness on them.
Here, give me a 1/4-inch ratchet so I can show the people how bad this is.
You need one of those little hand ones.
Yeah, that one is tight.
That one's tight.
Give me the socket again. Okay, let's see what this one is.
Maybe 11, 12?
12. The main bolt, they got paint on them, like they got torqued.
Yep.
But these rods,
Don't have any.
I don't see anything on them. don't see any paint marking like we torqued those. I mean, we got some here on the side, some green here, some red on that. That might have been, you know, when they resized the rods. I don't know. I want to, let's get something on here. I want to see how tight these are. Jeez.
Maybe 24?
24,
23?
23 and a half foot-pounds? Look, go give me the specs on this motor, dude. Something's not right. You can see the metal on that bearing right there. Look at that. Gosh, I'm actually thinking they didn't torque the freaking, the bottom end of this. Okay, so this is, you know, you can see my face and I'm stressed about it because at first I was sure hoping that this engine, now why the other ones went bad, I'm gonna stick with my oil cooler.
Yeah.
But this engine, this doesn't seem right because my connecting rods, the first step is 4 foot-pounds, then 18 foot-pounds, then plus 90. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and torque one up. I'm just gonna torque this one right here. I'm gonna undo it and then I'm gonna see what the reading is.
Yeah.
There's 4. Okay, so now we're going to 18. And that one to 18. Now we're going to go to 90. Okay. I can tell you.
Dude, it's already looking.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
No.
Okay, so now that rod is torqued correctly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to undo it and we're going to see what our meter goes to here. Here we go. There it goes. Just broke loose.
Yeah, maybe 30. 30.9.
Yeah. Let's undo the main. So this isn't one, and they've got paint on it. There we go. Oh, come on.
20 on that one.
Jeez, come
16? Jeez.
on. Oh, this, let me go to this one here. This motor. Look guys, this motor, here's one finger, ready? I think we found our problem. Yeah. Okay, I guess the mystery is solved on this motor. Now, why the other 2 went bad?
I believe, yeah.
I'll never know. But unless the same guy was building them.
Yeah, you might have at least a hunch, give you that.
You know, the only redeeming thing about this whole situation is without even seeing their product, they gave the guy his money back. And I think that was pretty stand up, to be honest with you. But we know why this motor failed. Somebody didn't assemble it correctly.